and Rod.
Corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live at Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, January 9th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in. And real quick, congratulations to all my Michigan fans out there. And I know there's a lot of you out there on winning that national championship yesterday. Overwhelmingly. What a crazy year for the Michigan Wolverines. It wasn't without bumps in the road and a little bit of controversy. And, of course, Jim Harbaugh, who's been coach there for quite some time. People are speculating that if they won the national championship, it'd be his last year in college football, and he'd make the jump back to the pros, which would be I saw Neanderthal, a buddy of mine, speculate that San Diego would be the best choice for him. And I know there's a lot of Michigan fans out here like, no, we need him. Don't take him away. It's such a weird thing in sports and football in general. The payday, like obviously for a head coach in the NFL, you're going to make good money, but you make insane money as a head coach in college football.
You would think it'd be the other way around, but no.
Absolutely.
Not today.
Right. Now, I know things are kind of changing a little bit with NIL and how like student athletes are getting paid. And the reason why you were able to pay coaches so much back in the day and not pay students anything at all kind of thing was controversial to say the least. But, it's still big money sport. And when you do well at it, then you're pretty much set for life. And that's what Jim Harbaugh is in the whole Harbaugh family, which I saw the post game. This dude who's got to be approaching 60. I don't know his age. He still has his parents. His parents look almost like his age.
Those jeans, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, their jeans are fantastic. Those are football jeans. He's got,
Congrats.
I know. Adonis DNA going through the whole Harbaugh family bloodline. Of course, he's got a brother that coaches the Ravens, and it's a big deal though. So for everyone who loves college football, the national championship was last night. It was Michigan versus Washington for the crown of being the best team in the United States, and Michigan wrapped up the season winning 34-13 over the Washington Huskies, and finishing their season undefeated at 15-0. So, it's a monumental year.
I just see the pictures of the celebration with all the confetti, and my allergies are acting up, so I see pollen right now, and I'm just like, oh,
I know.
Get out of here.
And Michigan's got to be one of the, I think, a small handful of 5 college programs in the United States that are so iconic you grew up knowing about, even though you knew nothing about it.
You always had that one friend to remind you, at least.
Yeah. Like I've always had friends in my life. Yeah, always have friends in my life pledge their allegiance to Michigan Blue all my life, and it's the same thing. I guess if you could name Notre Dame, I guess is another one that's one of those national brands of college football teams, and I'm sure a lot of these people who grew up Michigan fans never even were from Michigan, never went to school, didn't have any family members that went to the school.
What can I attach myself that's really cool?
Right.
All right.
Now I can only attest to maybe the color scheme and the powerful M font that they use.
Right.
I think that's worthy of a fan base. And I'll tell you what, growing up in Phoenix, obviously, I didn't have any affiliation to U of A. But I've always appreciated and liked U of A Wildcats over ASU or any other college sport. And you know why?
The Bear Down slogan?
No, I didn't even really know about the Bear Down slogan until I moved down here. It's because of the powerful font of that A and the color scheme of the A.
Branding, baby.
Yeah. It's how much of a girly man I am. I'm just like, that's a pretty A. I am a U of A all day.
I don't like forking.
Yeah.
I'll take the A.
Yeah, that Sun Devil seems too aggressive, but that A is beautiful. Oh.
He's overcompensating.
And hell, who knows? Maybe next year our U of A Wildcats could be in the national championship. We did pretty good this year, won the Alamo Bowl. So it was definitely a banner year for college sports. So congratulations to all you out there if your favorite teams won. It's a very general statement, but that's how we start off the show.
Congrats.
Yeah. Did you watch the Golden Globes at all, Rico?
I caught some of it, yeah.
And what'd you think of it? Did you catch any of Joe Coy's act?
I think I missed the first part where it's like he had his major monologue. I didn't get to see any of that. I just heard about kind of the backlash a little bit, but it's like,
I think the backlash is unfair, especially
unfair.
the Taylor Swift backlash. Like he
He
disrespected
her.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was nothing to do
Tame.
about nothing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you couldn't get a safer joke while still name dropping at the same time. And that was the idea of the monologue is you're supposed to name drop people in the room.
Right.
Right.
They want to be roasted.
They want to be slightly roasted, but you definitely want to kind of, in a way, it's subliminal marketing for the rest of the show. Who's here tonight? Right? This is a good way to tell the audience, remind the audience who we have in attendance, who they're going to see, and the reason why they're going to stick around. So we're going to throw them in jokes. We're going to name drop them here. So Joe Coy's joke was literally like, hey, we're going to have more cutaways to Taylor Swift than the NFL. And then
It's a dad joke, yeah.
Right. I mean,
Come on.
Yeah, he only had 10
It's an
days
easy
to write
one.
it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't offensive. He didn't talk about her having a flat ass or no talent or any of that nonsense.
Yeah.
He just basically name dropped, and that was enough to to get the internet all
And it
up in
didn't
arms.
help that she had no sense of humor either, right? They kind of cut to her and she was just like mean mugging.
She did, and that was pretty
Come on,
funny of her.
Taylor.
But at the same time, was that like her being a
We're
joke
live
or
on the
her taking
podcast
herself too
broadcast,
serious?
and
Right.
the stream.
I wanna
is
give her
on
the benefit
show.
of the doubt.
You got your F My
I want to.
Next,
Yeah.
and as always, I have a
Hey,
bonus.
come
on, T.
FML that I
Right.
don't share
Come on,
with
T
you.
Swizzle. You could do better than that. But here's the positive news on this. Okay. So even though the Golden Globes did not necessarily do well in the court of public opinion, it did fantastic in the ratings. In fact, actually, last year it was on Peacock or NBC.
Mhm.
This year they made the switch to CBS, and Sunday's televised event hit some mixed reviews, but the program had 9.5 million total viewers according to Nielsen ratings, which is up 50% from 2023. Now, what made the jump so impactful? Well, it went from NBC to CBS. CBS's core audience is of people over the age of 65 who still watch traditional TV.
Yeah.
And that's the secret to getting massive ratings.
Just to kind of ride the coattails
Yeah.
of boomer mentalities.
Yeah, that's kind of why, like the competition on the classic rock station, they got a large audience, but they're all like knocking on heaven's door. You know what I'm saying?
We got nothing else going on.
It's like we got all the people listening over the age of 65.
Yeah. Let's just take that whole demographic. Easy numbers.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. So, well,
I thought I was going to be, you were going to say something about the slap effect. We're waiting for more violence on TV.
No, but this is the slap effect and the fallout from the slap effect, because there was a effect going into this year's Golden Globes and will be going into the Oscars. Of course, last year, the big news was Will Smith smacking Chris Rock while Chris Rock was presenting. He wasn't even hosting. But the problem is from that and the reaction of the Oscars, now no comedian wants to put themselves in that position. And that's the reason why Joe Coy was booked out 10 days before the Golden Globes was even to air. It's because they couldn't find anybody. Joe Coy was literally like the 20th person they asked to host this event.
Really?
Everyone else was like, hell no. I'm not going to get Will Smith. And at the same time with celebrities being so sensitive, and it's like I can't even roast them, I can't even joke them. Either they're gonna give me dirty looks and I'm gonna become a meme, or they're gonna get up on stage and assault me and make me look like a bitch in front of the entire world, or at least 9.5 million senior citizens on CBS.
You know what they should have done is lean into it and have like plexiglass like you have at CBS in front of them. Like, we got you covered. Don't worry. Nobody's coming through.
Yeah, that's true.
That would have been great.
It would have been brilliant. Next year, we got to be on the committee to help brainstorm the Golden Globes and the Oscars. All right, we got a great show lined up for you today. Of course, your Morning Morons coming up here in a little bit. In the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to do Tap Out with our friends from Catalina Craft Pizza. Plus, I have a couple pairs of tickets to give away to some cool concert events, all happening at the Rialto Theater. So keep it right here on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Let's start off with the transplants. Here's Diamonds and Guns on Rock 102.1. But you know the name of the show. Let's go! Talk about a very energetic let's go this morning, huh? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Don't worry, I'm gonna get us on the screen. Just give me 1 second. Rico's asking me for invites and stuff. He's got to see what's going on here. All right, we're back here live. Good morning, everybody. We got a lot of stuff to cover. That's why we're doing a 2-hour podcast today. We've already had Tony from Catalina Craft Pizza Tuna Tony talking tuna with us, and that was fun. We already did tap out, so got that out of the way. We'll replay that a little bit later on. We have F My Life's coming up next, and we are going to talk about our main story, which is Elon Musk and SpaceX alleging that he's on heavy drugs. And I put together some of his most wild tweets as an example that might be the case. And so, yeah, let's fix that, Rico. Boop. There you go. So all that and so much more. I also was getting a little bit of hate online yesterday, or at least I came across some hate that was posted online from less than 3 weeks ago. I'm going to share that with you as well. And a bunch of other viral videos. And then Justin Spears is going to be in on the podcast broadcast a little bit later on. So all that and more look forward to today as we hang out on this special 2-hour podcast broadcast. Now, Rico, of course, is back. And congratulations,
Yay!
Rico. It's been a long vacation.
Saddle. It has.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks is a long time.
2 weeks is a long time, and it was almost like 2.5 weeks. Now you are actually getting ready to leave for another 2 weeks as well. So your vacation didn't line up with our vacation.
Nope.
But that's okay. And where are you going again?
Southeast Asia, my friend.
Yes. So is there going to be any way? Now, I'm going to throw out this invitation to you, and I understand if, internet and other things don't get or don't cooperate. But every morning that we do the live stream, I'm going to send you an email invite just in case.
just in case I'm hammered.
Yeah.
In a lily pad at 3 a.m.
Yes. And just take that as an open invitation that if you just so happen to be in an area that has good Wi-Fi wherever you are in the world, and you want to give us like an update of how your adventure's going, to pop in on the stream. Okay. Now, if you don't jump in, you don't jump in. Okay. So don't feel like I'm harassing you, or don't feel any obligation. And if you're,
in other words, feel obligated.
No, I'm saying.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
You know what time it is over there right now?
No, what time?
10:12 p.m.
Oh, that's going to
So
be
that
perfect.
could be perfect.
You damn right.
Be drinking happy water.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be so fantastic. All right. We're going to get it ready to get into your F My Life. So let's do this. Where's my logo?
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward.
It is awkward. Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me at beefvegan@kfma.com. Subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call at 600 KFMA. That's 605-362. And Rico and I will weigh in on your F My Life situation. Are you ready, Rico?
Let's do it.
All right. First email sent to me by Ted. Ted said, I once got dumped after about a 4-year relationship. Feeling lonely and depressed, I posted on Facebook, blank is hurt. Someone please text or call me. Then one of my cousins commented, no one texts him. His comment got 17 likes and no one got in contact with me.
Jeez.
That's rough, dude. And that's Facebook's fault for baiting you, because remember when Facebook would, it would give you that is, like, it would show your name and it would tell you like is, and that would be the prompt to share your emotions.
Right.
You never want to share your emotions on social media.
Never.
Right.
So big baby.
Well, a lot of us learn the hard way, and I feel like Ted learned the hard way on this, and that's why I'm leaning towards F My Life, because I can relate to being emo on Facebook. Sometimes my memories come back to haunt me, dude.
It happens.
Yeah.
We've all fallen for that trap. But you got to be a pro about it. You got to go to Craigslist.
Yeah, that's true. That's the best way to do it.
Seeking.
Yes. All right. So, we agree to disagree, and we'll move forward. Next one sent to me by Carlos Carlos said, Saturday, I woke up extremely hungover. I couldn't find my car keys, so I went out to my car to see if I had locked them inside. I walked back to the door of my apartment barefoot and empty-handed, only to find that I had locked myself out of my apartment.
Oof.
Worst day ever, right?
Yeah.
F My Life, what do you say?
Big time.
Yes.
That plus a headache.
100%. So all the way around. All right, next F My Life sent to me by Tara. Tara said, one time while doing aerobics in my room, I started a really powerful knee highs. My cell phone fell out of my pocket while I was doing one knee high. As I looked down, I kneed myself in the face. I spent the next couple hours in the emergency room while the doctor told everyone my story. F My Life. What do you say, Rico?
Big baby.
You never hurt yourself working out?
That's what you get for being healthy.
I guess, yeah.
Do some burpees.
Well, I say I'm going to veto Rico on this one and say F My Life for sure. You're exercising, you need yourself in the face, had to go to the ER. I think that's the definition of F My Life.
Toughen you up.
This guy's got no soul. All right, next email. Today, my car door and window were broken into when a thief broke into my car. Cost to repair the damage, $600. Increase to my car insurance premiums, $40 a month. What'd they steal from my car? A 98-cent chocolate chip cookie. William sent me this email. F My Life. What do you say, Rico?
I think F My Life with everything that happened after that. I mean, silver lining is thank God it was only a cookie, I guess. Must have been a pretty damn good cookie. But yeah, F My Life. Insurance is no joke.
Yeah, dude. That's a very expensive cookie for sure. So F your life. Final F My Life today sent to me by Eliza. She wrote, today my husband tried to annoy me by slurping on my almost finished drink. I yelled at him to knock it off. Later, our daughter told her class that mommy and daddy had been fighting about his drinking during breakfast.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. F My Life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a little talk. Like, what are you talking about?
Kids say the darndest incriminating things.
Darndest.
All right. That's definitely an F My Life, Eliza. Thank you for that email. Keep those emails coming, beefvegan at KFMA.com. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. There, I'll show you an update on Florida Joker as he's taking to the internet, and he's still angry at Rockstar. I'll share the latest video with you there. And when we return, is Elon Musk on drugs? Yeah. According to the Wall Street Journal, that answer may be yes. We'll break down the incriminating allegations next on Beef Vegan Presents. So don't go away. It's Rock 102.1. Clear. What do you think about that as far as teasing? Moving forward, acting like a pro today. I'll be honest with you. Yesterday was the first day back, technically, after a 2-week vacation.
You had a little herb teaser, right?
Well, I did a herb teaser. Yeah, we dabbled on that, and that was fine. And actually put together a little clip and got like 1,000 views on YouTube over it, and that was cool. But I'll tell you what, like I didn't feel like I was in the zone yesterday. It felt like yesterday's show kind of fell flat, and it's so weird. I'm so stupidly obsessed about this. It ruins the rest of my day. I have like a pit in my stomach for the rest of my day. And what did I do to respond to that feeling is I was glued to my laptop and my cell phone pretty much for like 9 hours putting together content and shit.
Jeez.
I know, because I'm like,
you going hard.
Never again. I just try not to have 2 bad shows in a row is the goal. But we all know that's sometimes.
That's the winner's mentality, though. You got to the obsession. Like never again.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I attempt to be a winner.
Hustler.
Not like Florida Joker here, who is the opposite of a
I'll be
winner.
so mad if he gets a settlement of any kind.
Well, you know,
so funny.
To give you an update, on YouTube, of course, and social media platforms, we posted the original clip of him demanding ransom payouts of sorts from Rockstar for using his likeness, which I do agree that they absolutely utilized his story and likeness. But of course, that was kind of public domain information because he was arrested.
Right. And I'm sure his lawyers are on top of every single little loophole possible.
Well, Rockstar's lawyers, right? Yeah,
yeah,
correct.
Rockstars.
Yeah, so
they got more money than Bill Gates.
Here's a fun fact for you, and you're not wrong about that. But the video game industry makes more than I think the television and movie industry combined. Yes, so
it's a juggernaut.
A lot of money in the video game industry. Of course, Rockstar hoards a lot of that money, and of course, they have all the best lawyers in the world. So they're not doing anything that they feel like they're going to get sued for at all. And I know this. Now, Florida Joker doesn't know this, unfortunately. And so he doesn't really have a shot in hell. And that's been pretty much the takeaway online in these videos. They're like, yeah, good luck, Florida Joker.
At the same time, it's like, I don't know, as crazy as he is, I kind of feel at this point, he just knows there's no way in hell, but it's like a second wind of his fame, so he's just kind of like exploiting that as much as possible.
You think he knows? Because I'll play you this video and he comes off as so oblivious.
Unhinged.
unhinged and oblivious that I don't think he does know. I think he thinks this is his payout, and his argument as to why he deserves all the money in the world is that it's been affecting his quality of life. People are recognizing this guy wherever he goes and interrupting him while he's enjoying pizza.
Right.
I mean, that is literally his argument that I'll share with you here in this 50-second clip.
Life.
Now, you know what's great? This was originally posted on TikTok, and I'm sharing this from a Reddit thread. His introduction into this video, for whatever odd reason, he chooses to walk through this bush. And so look at this is the Florida Joker right here. And so he's walking through. This is how he's going to introduce himself on video, is to be like, not walk around this tree, to walk through it like a G. Okay.
Yep.
So let's listen to Florida Joker as he pleads for money from Rockstar Games.
Hey, GTA, we gotta talk. This is a reminder to the final.
Okay, let's stop it right there.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
You had to do that 7 times at least.
yeah, so he went in, and his original
Warn.
we got to talk. This guy, I'll give credit where credit is due,
Yeah.
is a marketing machine.
Mhm.
Immediately he was like, there's a catchphrase, I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he did. GTA We Need to Talk is now available at jokerbrands.com or wherever he may sell those. Right.
GTA, we gotta talk. This is a reminder to the final warning. I keep getting harassed wherever I go. The more I can't even eat a goddamn pizza. While somebody asking, can I have a picture, Mr. GTA Joker? No, you can't have a picture. I'm eating. Anyways, for a whole month, I've been giving you a free publicity. I want
Pedicity?
Pedicity. He's
Pedicity.
giving him free pedicity.
I'm gonna put that as a t-shirt.
Yeah, dude.
Free pedicity.
If they have any characters in GTA 6 that says pedicity, then I think Joker has an argument here.
Then he has a case.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Continue.
my money. My birthday's January 11th. If you do not contact me 3 days after my birthday, I want $10 million.
Damn, that went up.
$10 for my suffering pain. Definition of a character. Stop playing with me.
He said definition of a character.
Definition of some pedicity, some definition of character.
If you're looking at his
What a
face
gift.
and you're like, if you look at his face and be like, how dumb is this guy? Well, we just found out.
And house is
When
why we
did
should get
GTA
him on the
make
stream.
news? Never. And you're not gonna lock me up, GTA. You ain't gonna put me in no psych ward. Keep playing with me. I'm gonna break that kid out the psych ward right now. Show you the real joke. I'll
What
break
kid?
that kid out the psych ward now. Give him a laptop and we're gonna hack your system again. Keep playing.
Wait, time out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's
So,
a kid in a psych ward he knows as a hacker?
well, no. So here's what he's saying. He's going off an internet rumor that
Oh,
the
the
person
leaker.
that leaked the
Mm.
GTA 6 screenshots and video and whatnot was, I think, the son of a programmer at Rockstar. And I'll invite Todd to give me a rundown on this. And that this kid is in a psych ward right now.
It's an Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, and so Florida Joker is threatening to break that kid out of the psych ward
I want to see
To-
that headline so bad.
to hack into Rockstar's systems to then share with the world
Yeah.
more screenshots from GTA 6.
I told you not to mess with me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so he's threatening to terrorize Rockstar
Great.
like he's literally the Joker. I don't know if that game plan's going to be solid. I don't know if that's going to work out for him. I just know that the way he talks is probably the most hilarious and entertaining thing I've ever heard. So real quick, let's do it one more time for Florida Joker all the way through. This is his threat to Rockstar.
GTA, we gotta talk. This is a reminder to the final warning. I keep getting harassed wherever I go. The more I can't even eat a goddamn pizza. While somebody asking, can I have a picture, Mr. GTA Joker? No, you can't have a picture. I'm eating. Anyways, for a whole month, I've been giving you a free publicity. I want my money. My birthday's January 11th. If you do not contact me 3 days after my birthday, I want $10 million. $10 million for my suffering pain. Definition of a character. Stop playing with me. When did GTA ever make the news? Never. And you're not gonna lock me up, GTA. You ain't gonna put me in no psych ward. Keep playing with me. I'm gonna break that kid out the psych ward right now. Show you the real joke. I'll break that kid out the psych ward now. Give him a laptop and we're gonna hack your system again. Keep playing.
I love it. I hate it and I love it.
Insane,
I want
right?
to get a guy in Tucson as a Tucson Joker and be like, he's Giving me publicity.
Oh, if we find a Tucson Joker, then that's going to be a new cast member of the show.
Yeah.
Remote only, but still. Hold on, somebody's calling, and let's go to the phones real quick. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Hi, this is Charlie.
All right, hold on 1 second, Charlie.
Yeah, I got.
All right. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. We're live here on the air. Charlie, you got a question?
No, actually, I just got a tip for Tipster.
Okay.
Right there at Grant, just past Rosemont, there is an accident involving a pedestrian.
You know what, Charlie? You sound like a better traffic reporter than a tipster here. You want to take his job? I know you delivered that information quick and entertaining, and I do appreciate that. So yeah, an accident involving pedestrians on Grant and something, right?
Yeah, just past Rosemont on Grant.
There you go. That's very specific.
Wow.
Tip. I know you're listening. Take notes, dude. Charlie's showing you how it's done. I appreciate the call there, Charlie. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. When we come back, what drugs is Elon Musk allegedly on? We'll tell you what the Wall Street Journal says after Pearl Jam's Black on Rock 1 2.1. All right. So
Good update.
yeah, excellent update.
Thanks, Charles.
Yeah, I love. I mean, that's how entertaining of a morning show we are. Is that we will interrupt songs just to do amateur traffic reports.
Yep.
From Charlie and friends. So
He was like running too. I heard the footsteps. Out of breath.
yeah. All right, we have a lot to get to as we get ready for this Elon Musk story. Earlier this morning, we fell in love with our morning moron. In case you missed it, you're in luck because it went a little something like this. Marilyn Manson with Personal Jesus of Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. It's 6:17 and time for your morning moron. Let's do it. I think I'm in love, Rico.
Again?
You know me. I'm attracted to toxic traits, and the crazier they seem, the more infatuated I am. And I came across a story the other day that made my heart flutter from a woman named Emily Morton. All right, Emily Morton, right off the bat, sounds like a pretty name, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Classic.
But you're like, okay, pretty, but is she responsible? Does she have a career? All that is unattractive traits in my mind. This is what makes Emily Morton a 10 out of 10. And I haven't even seen a mugshot, but the mugshots are involved. Police in Maryland were kept on their toes on New Year's Day by a naked woman. Initially, they responded to a report of a burglary and found a 33-year-old Emily Morton, who was said to be intoxicated at the time, naked inside a residence without permission. Right? Yeah. Now, when she was confronted, she assaulted a person when full Jerry Springer started throwing chairs and damaged some window fixtures. And hold on. I'm at 11 right now.
Yeah, I'm in love.
Now, she allegedly entered the home next door by forcibly breaking the glass patio door, then reportedly stripped off her clothes after she did that. And then to top it all off, while being taken into custody, she allegedly tried assaulting officers by spitting at them and biting them. Starting off 2024 with a bang. Emily Morton.
Hey, Beef.
Yes.
I can fix her.
Yeah, so can I. Let's pull our money together to bail her out and just let her know that we're here for her because, you know, we understand her like nobody else does.
Exactly.
It's going to be fine, Emily. Those guys are toxic, not you. It's amazing to me. Just imagine this scenario. Like if you woke up in the middle of the night and you saw a woman in her prime naked standing in the house and she's wildcatting. What do you do in that situation? Are you scared or are you like slightly in a weird way, a little turned on?
It's probably the latter.
Yeah.
I'm eating a Hot Pocket, just waiting. Like, all right, we good?
Be like, look, I understand you're upset right now, but just to let you know, I'm going to sit down and relax on the couch. And whenever you calm down, if you want to sit down next to me, you can. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, the perpetrator left. Oh, she didn't even steal anything. All I did was tell her she had pretty eyes. Is this the best way to deflect the burglary from a hot naked burglar? Apparently so.
I got Hulu.
Yeah. The best way to scare her off from breaking into your residence is letting her know that you're committed to having a full-time relationship.
Right.
Yeah, you're interested in that. Say,
Put on my fake neck tattoo real quick.
Yeah, God has answered my prayers. The bedroom is right upstairs. Where are you going? Oh,
man.
At least take my wallet.
Tell your friends where I live.
Either way, drunk ass, naked, biting Emily Morton is today's Morning Moron. All right, we are back here live.
Oh, Emily.
Todd, I'll send you an invite here in a little bit about to break down this Elon Musk story. And there's also a Hot for Teacher story that I will share with you too. And it's, look, now here's the deal. And I've been yelled at for over 10 years for glorifying any of these monsters. I understand they're monsters, right? But sometimes there'll be a teacher that kind of breaks through that is so goddamn good looking that you're just like, I don't see the victim here.
You
and
had a metric too that was justifiable.
Yeah. Anything over an 8 is look the other way stuff. But
she's 7.5. You're going to jail, baby.
you're going to jail. That's a felony.
Sorry.
That is a felony and wrong by every definition of the.
Keep doing those squats.
Yeah, but I'll break that down a little bit. But first, our national story. We're going to be on here in about 30 seconds. You remember this tweet, by the way? Or sorry, not that one.
Oh, yeah, the kitchen sink. Oh, Dad.
Okay, so here's the deal. Like, there's going to be a few tweets here that kind of back up the theory that Elon Musk is on hard drugs because it only makes sense. Because this guy is supposed to be one of the world's smartest guys as well. And I know that you're pro Elon in some fashions, and there's some things that are head scratching, right? Well, let's get on the air and talk about it. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. That, of course, was Pearl Jam. Now, the big story that Wall Street Journal is starting to break and other news outlets are picking up on is a SpaceX execs being concerned about the erratic behavior of Elon Musk. So much so that they believe that he is doing hard drugs and numerous hard drugs, in fact. And they also believe that he's showing up to these meetings, board meetings, under the influence. And obviously, this is an issue when you're talking about billion-dollar corporations. Here's what the allegations state. This is, again, according to the Wall Street Journal. They talk about they're worried about his drug use at SpaceX. An outlet reported that execs are worried that Musk was high during an unhinged staff meeting, and they report that said that Musk was an hour late to the meeting, rambled for about 15 minutes before SpaceX's president took over. Now, Musk's drug use, which people are familiar with the matter, say include allegedly LSD, cocaine, ecstasy, and ketamine.
All right.
Well, sounds like a good time, right? And it's the center of the extensive new report from the journal that details how executives at several of the billionaire's companies have struggled to manage his substance use and erratic behavior. This is odd, but not necessarily from like left field. A lot of people, if you've been paying attention to Elon Musk and his tweets in general, they're head scratchers, to say the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember when he tweeted out, next I'm buying Coca-Cola to put the cocaine back in?
Yeah.
That's something that somebody that knows the smell of Coke would say. You know what I mean? Like, that's a cokehead joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty tame, I think.
Okay, now let's talk about his love life. He was hooking up with Amber Heard for a while. That's well documented. It was documented in a trial.
And Amber Heard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Amber Heard, at one point, allegedly did cocaine while on the stand being examined by Johnny Depp's lawyers.
Uh-huh.
So this girl knows how to party.
Yep.
Hell, if she was married to Johnny Depp, it's no secret that Johnny Depp likes to party. Right?
That's right.
And if they're running in the same circles, then it's not unheard of to assume that this guy, when he's going out and, hobnobbing with these celebrities who like to run in these circles, partakes a little bit.
Right.
Right. Especially when you're talking about a guy who kind of grew up nerdy and then became the world's richest man. And
like
trying to be
style.
Yes.
Like now he's just jacked.
Right. And then be an international playboy.
Right.
The Wall Street Journal's new report said Musk was unusually incoherent when he took the stage in front of the employees of SpaceX to discuss the development of the company's big Falcon rocket prototype, with one executive describing the event to the outlet as nonsensical, unhinged, and completely cringe-worthy. Now, that reminds me of other might be on drug tweets. Okay. Now, of course, you probably recall, and I'll show this tweet here on the podcast broadcast stream when he bought Twitter, the old kitchen sink joke. So he literally brought in a kitchen sink doing a kitchen sink joke. That doesn't scream I'm not on drugs.
It doesn't scream I'm on drugs either, though. It screams I'm an autist, nerd, rich dude.
Okay.
Being trolly.
That's fair. That's fair. What about this one?
He was shaking. Licking his lips.
This one screams stoner. And don't forget that this next tweet that I'm going to remind you of cost the company $1 billion because stock prices plummeted after he tweeted this out. He tweeted on August 7th, 2018, am considering taking Tesla private at $420, funding secured. So it's a 420 joke, right?
Yeah.
Again, this is something that like a normal sober CEO would probably not tweet out, but somebody who may be high, giggling to himself, might think it was funny enough to share.
Or just trolly. Nothing to do with drugs.
Okay.
He's a troll master.
Yeah, well, I mean, is he a master though? Sometimes.
Well, alleged, you know what I mean? Self-proclaimed, but I mean that it's still part of his MO, you know?
Yeah.
It's like not unexpected.
I feel like sometimes he's a victim of self-owning, you know, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he'll tweet out there thinking that he's pulling a fast one over the internet, and the internet will completely roast him to the point where he's owned. Like, here, remember when he tweeted out, this was just last year, like a full calendar year, December 18th, 2022. He actually did a poll saying, should I step down as head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll. Now, again, this screams of somebody who might not have made this decision completely coherent, right? Now, there was over 17 million votes on this, okay? And with that, the results were 57% said, yes, you should step down from Twitter. 42% said no. Now, he didn't abide by this. Maybe he forgot about it, but that's not the smoking gun that screams, I like the party. The smoking gun, in my mind, is the official time that he ended the poll. Could you take a guess? Take a wild guess at it?
42069?
420.
Oh.
Yes. The poll officially ended at 420. So, you know, the infatuation with the number 420, every stoner knows is, you know, essentially just a love letter to that herb. And look I'm not bagging on Elon Musk. I think he should smoke a little bit of weed. But, you know, when you're running all these billion-dollar corporations, you got to know when to party and know when to keep your head straight in the game. And when you're making a presentation in front of a bunch of millionaires, executives of
who
SpaceX,
are probably on more drugs than you to begin with, let's be honest.
Prescription drugs.
Yeah. All right. Just saying, pot calling the kettle black
totally
here
different.
much.
Totally different.
Yeah.
They're not snorting it, dude.
All right.
They're taking it in pill form. Totally fine.
The classy way.
Well,
I feel you.
Anyways, this is a full-blown expose that's happening in the latest drama in Elon Musk's life that I just wanted to share with you. Let's keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. YouTube.com/BeFegan. We got more coming up next. Stick around. It's Rock 102.1.
That's classic.
Excellent point there, too. So
I'm like, have we not seen how many eccentric executives like that are all coked out or crazy on drugs? And for some, that's why I'm laughing at this from the get-go, just objectively. Is like, okay, this could just be mudslinging hippies because they got nothing else left in the roster, or in the holster rather. They're just like, well, he's pissing everybody off. How can we get him? It's like, well, can't get him on this or that. Let's just get him on. Oh, he's on drugs.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like, okay.
Unfortunately, he does act like he's on drugs sometimes.
But if there's a guy that's going to get us to Mars, it better be a guy in psychedelics, man.
On psychedelics, yes, on psychedelics. But you know,
ayahuasca.
Yeah, but I don't need him candy flipping. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If there's like visual evidence of him like looking like Nancy Pelosi, then we'll talk.
Oh, I'm sure Amber Heard has some pictures for sure.
Yeah.
Eyes wide as a saucer. All right, let's get into this. Now, this is the headline that I'm going to share with you. Glamorous. Now, that's how you know it. Like the tip off is like, it's okay because she's hot. Glamorous Missouri math teacher Haley Nichelle Clifton Carmack is charged with rape for having sex with a 16-year-old student out of high school. And the victim's dad faces charges for allowing the relationship to happen because the dad was like, she's pretty hot, dude. Go for it.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
Wow.
That's my boy. Okay. Now, again, I know I've been in a situation. I'm not going to say that this is appropriate by any means. I understand that. I'm not glorifying adults having sex with minors in any situation, even though growing up, every teenage boy fantasized about this moment. Now, unfortunately, this became a reality, so much so it's cliche. Okay. Now, I had not an opportunity, but I was hit on aggressively sexually by a female teacher when I was in 8th grade. Okay. Now, unfortunately,
all right, bragger.
Well, unfortunately, she was a 2 at best. Right.
Cat lady.
So you could call that abuse. Now, nothing happened, fortunately enough, but you know, she definitely tried to, her hands were places. She definitely tried to make some moves. That was the hottest that was ever offered to me.
So what you're saying,
during
if it was like this Rachel, John Jingleheimer Schmidt, whatever her name is, you'd been like, oh.
No, yeah, okay. I would have at the time, I probably would have prematurely finished at the thought of it.
Right.
Yeah, to be honest with you. Here's what she looks like. Why are you laughing?
Just the expression.
Yeah.
The dead eyes.
Oh, yeah, but it's such a sexy, like, TikTok expression, you know?
Ay.
Yeah, so Haley Nichelle, that's a hot middle name. Clifton Carmack, 26. She's the Missouri high school teacher accused of having sex with a student, and she was arrested in Texas on Friday. This is the dad.
The hot tub.
In the hot tub. Was this the best picture they could come up with this guy?
Yeah, it's the only one he has out there, maybe.
Yeah. This is off his Tinder profile, and he's accused of knowing the relationship but failing to report it. And he has been charged with endangering the welfare of a child. This is the first that I've heard of this situation where it was, you know, where the parent is being charged because he saw how hot the teacher was and was like, my boy. You know, he was vicariously living through his son, too.
Absolutely.
100%.
He had to talk in that hot tub with him. He's like, you know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
All right.
He got the hot tub just for little group parties. Like,
give you some tips, baby.
You need some tutoring? You could have your teacher come over and tutor you. That's totally fine. All right. Let's continue these the photographs here.
I love how he looks exactly like I thought in my head, too. I love when that happens.
Yeah. Here she is again. Police were informed of the alleged relationship between Haley and the student after a classmate came forward, basically snitched him out and showed photos of the teen's scratches. So the kid was getting so...
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, let's assume he was doing a good enough job where he's getting scratches on the back. Look at her right here. God damn it. I know.
I hate this.
Yeah, is it messed up that we were jealous of a 16-year-old?
Yes.
Yeah, in this situation, again, we're not
condoning nor saying it's right. It's god awful, wrong, illegal, and should be frowned upon in every single facet of the legal and otherwise situation.
Thank you, Lawyer Rico. And you're absolutely right. You couldn't be more right.
Yes.
But God damn it. God damn it. Look at this angel face here.
How I would disappoint her.
All right. Oh, so look at this. Welcome, Miss Carmack. Even her just little school profile picture. Given some fun facts about her. Let's read it like it's Playboy centerfold. Position, high school math, or any position that's flexible. Years in science, first year. Family, I have a husband, Chance, and 2 daughters. Oh, she's MILFing it already. Favorite hobby, cooking and outdoor activities, and tutoring on the side. Fun fact, I'm left-handed and come from a blended family. One of seven siblings. And then one thing you're looking forward to this year, creating opportunities for students to find success in math after implementing growth mindset strategies.
She was definitely good at subtracting 2 from 18. That's for sure.
Yeah, she was. All right, here's just a regular picture here. Seen in photos of social media. This is Haley pictured with her former husband. The couple recently split. I can understand why. Let's see. This is the glamorous math teachers is pictured alongside the now strange photo of her husband, basic training in the U.S. Army.
Oh, ex-military husband.
Yeah. Do you think she would have slept with the student if he was a Marine?
She was an ROTC.
Oh, and, you know, it does suck that they're just showcasing pictures of the husband now. They're like, you want to see the poor bastard who, his wife cheated on him with a 16-year-old?
I know. It's like they're going down the whole rabbit hole of the ex. Like, okay.
The couple
But look at us. We're going like, okay, what next?
appeared to be happy, and then there's
The dad.
the dad.
He loves water.
My
Bodies of
God,
water. That's
this
for sure.
guy is all over all the waters, all the rivers, all the jacuzzis.
I love how they have nothing but like the ex-boyfriend and the dad of the kid. They're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
let's keep floating these pictures around of the family and friends. And
Amazing.
thing.
Amazing. All right. We're just getting started. So that's it's not okay, but I understand.
Not
segment
okay.
of the day. All right. Earlier this morning, Rico went to another restaurant and left a 5-star review, and you don't want to miss it. So in case you did, it went a little something like this. Check it out. Go away. Yeah, that was me singing on top. Could you tell? You couldn't even tell. I know.
Whoa.
That's called harmonizing. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was Godsmack featuring Beef Vegan. It is now 7:14 and time for a 5-star review. If you don't know, my good friend Rico, he's a consumer and goes around and goes to different local businesses around town. And when he has a pleasurable experience, he immediately runs to Google and leaves a review. And you'd like to share one of those reviews with us, right?
Yeah, why not?
Where did you go to review recently?
Place called Mendel's Wife, the Tailor.
Mendel's Wife, the Tailor. This is an odd business name.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So they do oil changes? What do they do?
I'll tell you.
All right. Break it down for me.
As you may know, my favorite activity to do as a bored, single, hormone-addled man is to drive around town white-knuckling my steering wheel while aggressively chewing gum and keeping my eyes peeled for hidden gems in this desert town.
That makes sense.
Lucky me, a sign caught my eye, and immediately my curiosity went into overdrive. Mendel's Wife, the Tailor. My neck almost snapped in two when I did a double take. I almost sideswiped a fat family of 4 in a minivan trying to pull over to the side of Stone Avenue just so I could look it up. I mean, obviously it's clothing related, but maybe not. The last time I heard of a guy named Mendel was in grade cell dude experimenting with pea plants because he couldn't get any lady attention. Was there some missing lore in my schooling experience where he got married to a chick that repairs clothes? Good for him.
Yeah.
Also, shouldn't there be a comma in there? Mendel's Wife, comma, the Tailor? Isn't there other things happening in the world in my life that I should be focusing on instead of being more a grammar Nazi to small businesses in Arizona? Not really. To be absolutely sure this place wasn't a strip club with a cheeky name, I went to Google and found their website, which states, for many years, Mendel's Wife, the Tailor, a division of Sparkle Cleaners, has been providing Southern Arizonans with exceptional clothing alterations and reliable clothing repairs. We believe that your clothes are a reflection of your personality and that your appearance sets the tone for all of your interaction with other people. A, I am relieved knowing that it is indeed a tailor-oriented business. B, I absolutely agree that clothes are a reflection of your personality, and why shouldn't I dress like a divorced dad? And that says a lot about me. C, I am perturbed by Mendel's controlling nature. I assume she's the one with all the talent, but he has trust and or insecurity issues stemming from childhood, and absolutely must have everyone know that she, first and foremost, is Mendel's wife before she's a tailor.
That's true, right? Does she not have a name?
Anyway, most of the holes I have in my clothes are in my underwear, and I'm too lazy to buy new pairs. I don't want to make Mendel's Wife, the Tailor, Mendel's ex-wife, the Tailor, when she smells my underoos and has a stroke. But I wanted to show my support, and when I came in, I asked the nice lady at the front if Mendel was around because I had some questions. As it turns out, there was not. Secondly, I asked if she was his wife. As it turns out, she was not.
Oh.
Either way, now I was forced to ask this female about my unconventional requests. My jeans are far too tight, and I'm walking around like David Bowie in Labyrinth.
Fact.
Basically, I asked if they were able to sew a pocket rocket for more breathing room, or a rocket pocket, rather, for more breathing room, and she essentially told me that if it's fabric of any sort, they can work their magic.
Nice.
This was great news. Now my mind was reeling. Could I possibly get a secret zipper installed in my old pair of Jinko jeans? Can I add an inappropriate amount of cowboy tassels to all my t-shirts? Could I have a backdoor bathroom flap modded onto my survival dad cargo shorts like those old-timey pajamas?
Yeah, that's what you needed for the bathroom, right?
Yeah. The answer was most likely yes. Since neither Mendel nor his wife, the tailor, were actually in-house, I'm hoping they were just on vacation or something. I'm oddly worried about their marriage dynamic, but their store is magic. And I'll be bringing all my pantaloons in very soon. Thanks, Mendel's wife to Taylor. I appreciate you. Sincerely, Rico's clone, the writer. 5 stars.
Nice. And so you got yourself a rocket pocket now, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll show you during the break.
Is this snug?
Very snug, actually. A lot of breathing room.
Nah.
Fabric is like Egyptian cotton.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
you might be onto something. That's a new trend.
Uh-huh.
You know, underwear with rocket pockets.
We'll make a TikTok video.
That's an actual 5-star review. So when you Google it, make sure you go to the reviews. And if you come across Rico's 5-star review, make sure you give it a 5-star review.
Don't
We'll
report
just
me.
Keep it going. All right, let's hit the reset. When we come back, we'll do a round of tap out with Catalina Crap Pizza, where you can win up to $100 in gift certificates to that fine establishment. That's coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents, so don't go away. All right, we're back here live. Let's get on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA, that's Chevelle with the red. And yes, yesterday on the stream, Rico, we had our OG streamers asking about t-shirts and things like that. So we're looking to get some merch together for 2024 for all our crew, so you guys can represent as well. And we definitely appreciate it. Plus, you know, when they're designed by Rico, these are good looking fits.
Ooh.
You're like, I still want that Babuski one.
Uh-huh.
I think people would like to rock that. In fact, we'll go through some previous shirt designs that Rico has come up with and that he's given to the Tucson Times as a courtesy that you could check out here on the live podcast broadcast stream, which we are back live on youtube.com/beefvegan and Rock 102.1. You know, a lot of people have been listening with me since I came down to KFMA the first time around, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
When I came down, my daughter was like 11 and she's turning 18 on Sunday.
Whoa.
I know, dude, which is mind-blowing to me.
Yep.
It really is. And I'm super proud of her, the woman that she's turning into. But at the same time, she annoys the hell out of me. Like yesterday, I went to go pick her up after school. And she's like, hey, can I hang out a little bit with my friend? I haven't seen her in a while. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You're almost 18. F it, right? And so, you know, she waits like an hour. She's hanging out with her friends. And then I was like, you ready for me to pick you up? And she's like, yeah. And then she sends me a picture of like this park, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to pick her up and I go up to the front of the school where I normally pick her up.
Uh-huh.
And she's not there. And I call her up and I'm like, hey, where are you? And she's like, I'm at the park. Did you get the picture? I'm like, I got the picture. I didn't get any verbal directions whatsoever. You didn't tell me to pick you up at the park. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And you're just telling a park. Where's this park? Oh, it's around back. I'm like, well, F you, dude. I don't know where that is. And I had to get through traffic to get here. This is what I get from a teenager, right? I'm like, are you dropping clues?
Oh, come on.
And I have to try to figure this out?
Yeah. Do I got to put an Apple tracker on you?
Dude, I was so pissed off. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving. And she's like, you're not going to pick me up? And I'm like, no, but I'm going to send you a picture of the front door so you know how to get home. And that's exactly what I did. Dang. So parenting 101. All right, let's
figure it out. He's old enough.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
he knows.
You see the number 11 on the door? That means that's your address, stupid. Next time you send a picture, put some verbal directions or written directions along with that picture.
Beef tip.
As opposed to me like trying to figure out if this is Where's Waldo's shot or something. All right, so yeah, that's just teenagers. I know the people out there can relate. We'll hit the reset, but keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Adult Swim is trolling Disney because one of their properties, their first intellectual properties, is now public domain. It's one of the best tweets ever, and I'm going to go through a couple of these great troll tweets next on Beef Vegan Presents, so don't go away. Yeah, so that's
amazing.
This is the best. Steamboat Willie. Okay, now John Oliver was talking about it all last year and dipped his toes in the Steamboat Willie pool. Now, of course, Disney is a conglomerate that you don't want to F with. But in this situation, if an intellectual property has been around for 100 years, then it becomes public domain. And Steamboat Willie has been around since then, since 1924 or 1923, really, because I think we just passed. And so to mark the new year, Adult Swim tweeted this. And it's a cartoon. It moves. All right. It goes a little something like this.
Oh, that's great. Public domain, bitch. Amazing.
That means we could play this on the YouTube stream and not get flagged because it's public domain, bitch.
Until cartoons or Adult Swim's like, actually, that's our property.
No, you can't own it. You can't own this character. And it's Steamboat Willie banging PDB, public domain. Bitch.
I love it.
Yes.
It's funny too with the information release on that from Disney. The only defense they have is like, this is just to be clear. This is the pre-Mickey Mouse. This is Steamboat Willie.
Yep.
Don't go taking Mickey Mouse images. But we're like,
yeah.
This works.
Yes.
This is fine.
Now, this is, of course, one troll move. And trolling is the go-to move for marketing on X or Twitter, if you will. And there's all different types of major companies that do the troll and do expert level trolling. And when that happens, I recognize it and I celebrate it, to be honest with you.
I immediately had to go make I smoke weed every day shirt with it.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
With Steamboat Willie?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Smoke weed every day.
Dude, that's a merch shirt.
It is already.
People are asking about it. So, all right. So speaking of trolling, here's another troll move. Now, I know that you don't necessarily follow up on professional wrestling. So let me give you a quick recap. Okay. There's the WWE. That's the main conglomerate, right? You formerly owned by Vince McMahon, now recently owned by TKO, who both own the UFC and the WWE. Okay. That's huge business.
Money.
Now, there's a rival wrestling company owned by a billionaire's son. That's AEW. Tony Khan is the son of the billionaire who owns and operates AEW. And there's always a little back and forth. Tony Khan has pretty much declared war against his conglomerate, but now is really losing the war in a lot of ways. The public court of public opinion is not in Tony Khan's favor. The way he's behaved. Now there's been serious allegations recently that's come out. It's not been good for Tony Khan.
Just for the guy that's not initiated with this, who's like their main guy on their side? Who's like their main star? Do they have anybody?
Chris Jericho.
Okay, Jericho's on that one.
Is the name that you'd be familiar with. Chris Jericho's also the name that's being associated with a lot of these bad allegations, including sexual harassment, things like that. Not good for AEW. But you know, Tony Khan's dad, Papa Khan, is a billionaire, multi-billionaire, and he owns various sports teams. He owns a professional soccer team, and he also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay. Now, with that information, the Jacksonville Jaguars were projected to make their way to the playoffs. But as you know, this weekend, they blew the game that would have secured their spot into the playoffs. And even before that game even happened, a couple weeks before, they tweeted out that playoff tickets are now on sale. They tweeted that out on December 13th. WWE on Fox retweeted the playoff tickets are now on sale from the Jacksonville Jaguars, along with this infamous Kurt Angle gif.
Oh, God.
Look at this.
Oh, no.
So that is the troll move from WWE on Fox. And then you see him retweeting the Jacksonville Jaguars, and there's Kurt Angle going, that's awkward.
Wow.
Amazing.
Power move.
Yes. An absolute power move. And that's big business trolling. Big
Incredible.
Business. Yes.
I respect it.
Can you respect the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And you should. Yeah. Hats off to him. But that was like, sure. What was the time on that? Let me see what the time was on that again. When they retweeted this, that was January 7th, 2:51 p.m. So it was like minutes after they lost the game, and they were ready for it. They had this GIF lined up, and they're just like, "Oh, can't wait for them to lose because I know exactly what I'm going to tweet out," and that's exactly what happened.
Like, really?
Okay. Yeah.
Damn. Cold-blooded.
That Kurt Angle GIF is being used a lot. And there was another video that I saw just yesterday. I forgot where it was from that included that, but it was another troll video.
Yeah.
And it's just perfect. Kurt
It
Angle.
never gets less unsettling every time you look at it.
Yeah. I love that man too. That man right there, they used to call Perk Angle. Did you know this?
No.
So he used to be addicted to painkillers so bad during the early 2000s that he was a maniac. Now he's a former Olympic gold medalist. All right. He won Olympic gold for our country. He actually won by beating a Russian wrestler who was ranked #1 in the world. And he did so while his neck was broken. Damn. Or like he would say, a broken freaking neck. So his story is a heroic American story. And then he went into the WWE and was one of the fastest rising superstars in the history of that business. And then, unfortunately, through all his injuries, he started taking painkillers and he got addicted to painkillers. And there was a decade of darkness for Kurt Angle. He was in the news frequently for DUIs, serious DUI crimes, accidents. And in the meanwhile, he was with a smaller wrestling organization doing some of the craziest, best wrestling of his life, putting his body on the line. Unfortunately, now he is mentally recovered, but physically he is wrecked. Like his whole body is scar tissue.
Yep.
And with that, though, to see the story of Kurt Angle and his hitting rock bottom so many times and be able to come back up and be coherent is still somewhat of a motivating, good story.
Sure. It's admirable.
Yeah. But and it's interesting to see. So when he makes faces like this, that's years of perk addiction that leads to
I know.
these
Imagine
great
going
eyes.
through all that pain, having a redemption arc, coming back from hell, and then it's like, oh, I'm a meme now.
Mhm.
Oh, great. All right.
Yeah. And he loves
Now
it.
I'm a meme.
Now I'm a effing meme. Great. Somebody keeps calling. I'll answer that here in a second. And we should have Jay Spears. That's what I call Justin.
Jay
now.
Spear.
Yeah. 2024. We're just going to call him Jay Spears. In fact, actually, when he comes on, whenever we refer to him, call him Jay Spears and see how many times we can get away with saying Jay Spears before he says something.
Okay.
How
long it takes for him to join a boy band.
Yeah. It should be good. All right. I'm going to massage my playlist here to make it rock on the FM side. But I do have another clip that I want to share with you while we're at it here. So earlier this morning, we did Tap Out with Tony, the Tuna Man. It was fantastic. And in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It is now 7:33. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Tap Out.
The only game where you can quit and win. Think you have what it takes to last 5 rounds? Let's find out. Beef Vegan presents Tap Out.
600 KFMA, 600-5362 is the number to call in. On line 1, we have Ted. Good morning, Ted.
Good morning.
All right, now here's the deal. If Ted can answer the $20 question, he's going to be our contestant for Tap Out. And then if he answers it correctly, every question he answers correctly after that, he's going to score himself another $20 gift certificate to Catalina Craft Pizza on Oracle North of McGee. All right. So with that said, the theme today is movies about the future. So we got Tony from Catalina Craft Pizza in studio. He's going to ask the questions. Ted, 5 seconds will be on the clock as soon as Tony is done asking this first question. Tony, are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right, Ted, are you ready?
Yes.
You got this, Ted. Here we go.
Here's the first question.
In the movie Back to the Future, what is the name of the time machine?
It's a DeLorean.
That is correct. All right.
Not so bad.
$20 in the bank account. That means Ted is our contestant, but that's not bad news for you guys listening at home. You can still be a scavenger if Ted gets any question wrong. So here's your $40 question, Ted. If you answer this correctly, you're going to get $40 from Catalina Craft Pizza on Oracle North of McGee. 5 seconds on the clock will begin when Tony finishes asking the question.
All right. Which 1982 science fiction film directed by Ridley Scott is set in a dystopian future Los Angeles and features replicants?
I'm Tap Out.
Oh,
I couldn't even think of that one.
that's a tough one there. That was a tough one. And now I know there's people screaming at the radio right now. Rico knew this answer. What was it, Rico?
Blade Runner.
That's right. Blade Runner.
Oh,
Yes. Have you ever watched Blade Runner, Ted?
it's been, I'm 54. It's been a long time.
Nah, you know what? I mean, that's bad news, but fortunately for you, the good news is you still get to walk away with a $20 gift certificate to Catalina Craft Pizza. That's going to cover your lunch today, so I have no worries on that. Catalina Craft Pizza, home of Dickman's Ugly Steak, plus so many great items and the best happy hour in town. You can check out their entire menu, CatalinaCraftPizza.com, and of course their events calendar, because they're always doing live music and live comedy at Catalina Craft Pizza, the only spot on the north side that's doing so. Now, Ted, I need you to give me 4 numbers between 1 and 10.
You want 4 numbers? Okay, I'm gonna do 3, 9,
7, 8.
All right, callers number 3, 9, 7, and 8 at 600 KFMA. You guys are going to be a scavenger courtesy of Ted and Catalina Craft Pizza, and you'll pick yourself up a $20 gift certificate as well. Well done, Ted. You got the first one right. Unfortunately, you got the other ones wrong, but that's good news for everyone else listening. Thank you for playing Tap Out. Dramatic pause. All right, there you go. We're going to hit the reset. Be back with more Beef Vegan Presents right after this.
The only game where you can quit and win. Think you have what it takes to last 5 rounds? Let's find out. Beef Vegan.
All right, that was Tap Out. All right, so that was only the first 2 questions. So I want to play a game with you guys and see who could be the first person to come up with the correct answer for the rest of our Tap Out questions. Okay, so and Nick, see, read my mind. He's ready for it. All right, so first person to give the correct answer will get bragging rights. Okay, of course, these are all movie trivia, movies based about about the future. How do I say this again?
Dystopian future. Trivia questions about sci-fi
Movies,
future movies
yeah,
that are based in the future.
There you go, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll work on our word economy later. Here's our first question. All right, write in the name. First person who writes the correct name gets some bragging rights. What is the name of the computer system that becomes self-aware and poses a threat to humanity in the movie Terminator 2: Judgment Day? Oh, with that, I sure have. Well, we got someone. Manny was the first one on it. Good. Woo. Hold on. Even before I hit the Jeopardy music, huh? Let's see. Yep. Bam. It was quick.
On it. Skynet.
Let's see. And then Lisa said, I was driving while you were doing the Kurt Angle segment, but did glance down on the phone to see the GIF. I used to watch the WWF a lot and always loved him. He looks good. Yes, he does, actually. Because he's not rock bottom anymore. And it's not Bob there, Nick. So that was a swing and a miss. All right. Here's our next question. Rico, why don't you ask this one?
Oh, I don't have it up.
Okay, then here we go. In the film The Matrix, what is the real name of the protagonist, Neo, before he's freed from the Matrix? And I need the full name. All right. So what is...
Write it.
Yeah, you got to write it down. You got to point down. Write it right here. What is the full name of Neo before he is woken up?
But who's the mister?
Yeah, and Mister is not the answer that we're looking for there, Todd. I need the full name. Nick, I like how you're the one who's like, what are the other questions? And then all your answers are Bob.
Bob. Broken clock. Sometime, you'll see.
Yeah. Nick, he posted something funny too. That reminds me, I need to look at his Facebook page again.
Did Mecca get it? Tom? Does he spell it like Tom York?
It's close, Mecca. It's close. You're close, but I felt like you gave up on typing. You just got lazy there.
He's cool with him. He knows him by Tom.
Thomas.
Thomas.
So we got an answer there. There we go.
With the middle initial.
Thomas A. Anderson. Woo. And I'm going to give another point to Manny because he used capital letters, right?
Microplastics.
Derp, you're calling about my daughter. Well, give me a call, but why are you calling about my daughter?
Ooh.
Yeah. There's a reason why I call her Veal Vegan. That's because listeners creeped me out back in the day, and I was just like, gotta give her an alias.
Yep.
Not saying that Derp McGurp, not saying that you're creepy, but
somebody you know.
I'm a protective father. You know that. All right, here's our last question here. In which 2014 Christopher Nolan film involves astronauts traveling through a wormhole near Saturn in search of a new habitable planet for humanity? First person to give me an answer gets the point.
2014? That was 10 years.
Yeah,
Dude.
that was a decade ago. That's how old we're getting.
My lord. Come on, you Nolan freaks.
Or was that a quote? Oh, Manny doesn't know this one.
Oh, come
Lisa!
on.
There
Lisa!
you go. While driving, too.
Hey-o.
Congratulations. Okay, now I recall what Nick, his post was. He posted the license plate, a vanity plate that he came across, and it was BBW Lover, right? It was And then Nick was like,
Okay.
what do you think this means? And, honestly, I think everybody on his page got it wrong. Like, they don't know what BBW. And they were like, big black woman.
That's
like,
what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's not it.
No?
No, I think what it means, the common porn vernacular of BBW is big, beautiful woman. So it doesn't necessarily need to be
race-oriented?
Yeah, race-oriented at all.
Okay. Big, beautiful woman.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a
plus-size beauty.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tucson has a lot of very interesting vanity plates. So I got to start taking photos of them more.
Yeah, well, there's a guy that drives around in a truck with license plate beef, and I know this because once a year I'll get somebody sending me a picture being like, is this you? Nope.
Nope. Nice try.
Yeah.
There's one stupid sticker I saw the other day. This guy in the back of this car that said, if you pull me over, you're gay.
That's funny. Yeah. And then there's gay police officers out there. They're like, all right,
okay,
game on.
Challenge accepted.
Nick was going with big booby woman, but no. I mean, yes and no. It's technically a big, beautiful woman, and that's big everywhere. So boobs are included, but yeah. And it's so funny that he put it out there because what an advertisement, right? He's just like, hey, fat chicks, I'm into you. That's what it is. That's what it says.
Come to Papa.
Oh, said that beat play has something to do with one of the ranch out there, which makes sense. All right, we got about 43 seconds. I got some drama that I'm going to share with you here. Every now and then I'll look on Reddit under the Tucson category, and I'll search KFMA and see if anybody's talking about the station. And I came across a thread that name dropped me and the show in a way, not in a flattering way. And I kind of took offense, but then that offense turned to ridicule. And I wasn't as offended anymore. I was more kind of shocked. And
how old was it? Was it recent?
Yeah, 18 days ago.
Oh,
yeah. So, I mean, it happened.
Was it user Frank6969?
No, it's funny though. And I'll get to the joke. So, Rock 102.1 KFMA, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast. There you're going to see these screenshots that I grabbed. Now, I go to Reddit. And read on Reddit pretty much every day. There's a subreddit from Tucson that we always kind of look at just to make sure we got a finger on the pulse. It's a great place for local content for sure. And every now and then when I'm on the Tucson thread, I'll put on Tucson and KFMA to see if anybody's talking about the station. Usually you got old threads about KFMA Day that pop up. Sometimes people complain. Sometimes people say they don't listen to the radio, whatever. But I came across a thread that got my attention yesterday. Now, the thread said, does anyone remember the Frank Show on KFMA? So I'm like, okay, let's read what this is all about. Because usually there's going to be some kind of name dropping. They'll talk about us to a certain extent. And they did, not in a flattering way. Unfortunately, they said, when I first moved to Tucson and started going to school, I remember KFMA had a show called The Frank Show. It was really funny and always made fun of KRQ. Then I believe whoever owns KRQ bought KFMA. Now the morning show is like, ha ha, I farted. It's so lame, and I miss how the old KFMA day is. Now, first off, I take offense to this because when is the last time we even made like a fart joke?
It's been at least 2 weeks.
Well, this was from 18 days ago, so I guess that checks out. I don't think we make fart jokes. I don't think so. I mean, we obviously have humor that sometimes borders
toilet humor,
immature, whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was the comment, and what it was. We didn't necessarily get a bombarding of hate from that, but one person did comment, and the comment says, I still regularly listen to the Frank Show on KLPX whenever I'm in the car. Christine joined the show like 5 years ago or so, and she had definitely been a nice addition to it. Frank works better off playing off someone. The times when he's running it basically solo were definitely the weaker points of the show. They had an idiot producer for a while who actually now hosts his own morning show over on KFMA. But that guy is still pretty dumb, and the content I've heard there is pretty lowest common denominator. Not saying that Frank is highbrow or anything, but Brad's show is just several steps down. I'm glad he isn't working on the Frank Show anymore, right? And I'm...
Wow.
Right? I'm like, shots fired. This son of a bitch.
I'm going to track him down.
Well, then I looked at his screen name, and this is what got me. He goes by on Reddit, Anal Tyrant. Anal Tyrant.
Tired of these poopy jokes.
Thinks we're too lowbrow.
Yeah.
Now look,
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, that's amazing.
We are not by any means highbrow for sure. Okay.
Somewhat below middle, maybe.
We are 3 levels above an anal tyrant. I guarantee you that. If you are too dumb to change your screen name that you're commenting from on Reddit from the original one that you came up with 20 years ago when you were 13, then maybe that's a you problem and not a me problem. Now, I know he's a KLPXer and he's a boomer because he still calls me Brad. And that's only that. But I was so offended to be called an idiot by someone who publicly goes by the name Anal Tyrant. I did respond to this. All right. And I was like, too lowbrow for Anal Tyrant with laughing face emojis and then GTFOH. Get the F out of here. Then he responds. And this is what he responded with.
Gauntlet has been thrown.
Yeah, dude. He's like, hey, don't sweat it. You do what works for you, bud. It seems like things are going well for you over there. I don't know. Anal Tyrant is #1 in key demos for the entire year, beating the #2 station KLPX. Good enough? I don't know. Maybe that's too lowbrow for you to understand. And then he goes on to say, for what it's worth, I don't mind hearing you host the Roadrunner games. Something about that setting works better, it seems. And I'm like, can you go after yourself any harder? Can you get like I am seething at this point. Are you like, oh, thank you very much? There's another thing. There's another example of something that I could do better than so and so.
Oh my god.
So then I had to respond to that. And I responded with this. I took the high road, Rico. You're going to be proud of me.
Higher than Anal Tyrant did.
Yes. And I said, excuse me, Mr. Anal Tyrant. Yeah. And maybe you never really gave the show a chance and listened with biased ears because you've been brainwashed by this doofus for years, right? It's not perfect. It's not political. It's about music and lifestyle. It is by design the opposite of the Frank Show. The fart joke OP reference, which is original poster, reference is general, not literal, because we don't do that either. But not every segment's going to be a home run. It's about the long run. And you might not appreciate what we're doing, but that doesn't make me feel like the idiot. Now, please go easy on those anuses. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, with little pray hand emojis, right? Well, I said, now be easy on those anuses, please.
Take it easy.
Yeah. Okay. So stop being such an anal tyrant.
You know what terrifies me?
What's that?
Is that you're going to be at the Roadrunners game one day and the guy that wins the Zamboni ride,
yeah,
he's going to whisper it to you, be like, by the way, I'm anal tyrant.
Yeah, and I'll be like, by the way,
get off my Zamboni.
Exactly. Now, usually when I recognize listeners at the Roadrunners games, I'll move them up to the glass.
Right.
Right. If I see anyone resembling an anal tyrant, I move them to the back row
where they belong,
if not the exit. So go F yourself, anal tyrant. We got Justin Spears in studio. We're going to continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast. Be back with more right after this. It's Rock on 2.1. There you go.
Man.
Woo-wee.
What did I walk into?
Jay Spears, you have a lot to catch up with.
Yeah. Justin Spears. In fact, actually, let's get Justin here on the stream.
The green mic.
Yeah, you got the green mic.
The Nickelodeon mic.
Yeah, baby.
And then you got a camera right in front of your face, so don't be afraid of that camera there. You're very photogenic. Yes, Mr. Jay Spears.
Did Jay Spears get a haircut?
Yeah,
I did.
Woo! Jay Spears got a haircut.
I did.
Look at that.
It's the end of the college football season, so I'm like, all right, time to not look like a homeless person.
So that's what it was.
Pressure.
As soon as your season was over. Now, of course, last night was the big national championship game.
Yeah, baby.
How big a deal is it that Jim Harbaugh,
Harbaugh. That's a new nickname for him.
Yeah.
Sound like you were on Brink.
Yeah, you can use that, Jay Spears, for sure. We come up with nicknames here all the time.
Bro?
How big is it that Jim Harbaugh, I don't know how to say his last name.
Harbaugh.
How do you say his name?
Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh. Won the national championship with Michigan. What's the legacy there?
Well, he proved all of his doubters wrong because when he was first hired, people thought, well, yeah, he's a good football coach, but you still got Ohio State. You're still competing in the Big Ten. It won't work. You won't win a national championship at Michigan. I was one of those naysayers. I was one of those people who doubted Jim Harbaugh. And over the last 3 years, they went like 40-3, 3 Big Ten titles. They beat up on Ohio State, who was once big bruh. Now they're little bruh. And Jim Harbaugh has nothing left to prove. He's won a national championship. At this point right now, he's already fulfilled his legacy, his destiny as head coach of Michigan. And now a lot of people seem to speculate that this is it for Jim Harbaugh as head coach of Michigan. He will be the head coach of maybe the Chicago Bears, the New England Patriots, the Los Angeles Chargers. He has accomplished everything as a head coach except win a Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah. And it has to be that, right? Because his brother is a Super Bowl champion.
His brother kept him from winning a Super Bowl. Remember the Harbaugh Bowl?
Yeah, that's true.
The Niners and Ravens.
And he did turn around the 49ers franchise when he was there.
Yeah.
And so it was a surprise to some that he even went back to college, but the money's there. So it's not that big of a shock or surprise. Now, I think out of all those options, I was reading a comment shared by a colleague of mine, Neanderthal, who made an excellent argument as to why San Diego would be the best choice for him, because they have the most talent and they're the most underutilized. Would you agree on that?
You talk about the Los Angeles Chargers?
Yeah, San Diego.
No, people still, like pundits in the NFL still call them the San Diego Chargers. They should be in San Diego.
Yeah.
They have no business being in LA.
Not at all. No one in LA cares.
No.
Yeah. And they barely care about the Rams. And the Rams recently went to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But the Chargers, you have Justin Herbert, who is an established quarterback. I'd say it's safe to say he's top 10 in the league right now.
Yeah.
Some could make the argument the way he plays that he could be a top 5 quarterback in the league. And plus the defense is just so well built. You have Khalil Mack, who tied the franchise record for sacks in a year. You have Derwin James at safety, who's in the prime of his career right now. Joey Bosa coming off the edge. He's in the prime of his career right now. Like, the team is built to go to the postseason. Now, contending for Super Bowls, that's a little far-fetched, and I'm speaking as a Chargers fan myself, but there's no business, no reason why the Chargers over the last couple of years shouldn't have made the playoffs. And, I mean, well, they made the playoffs, and they frittered away a 27-0 lead against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and now this year, they were awful this season. Brandon Staley was a bad coach. They need a coach like Jim Harbaugh. And if Jim Harbaugh's up for the challenge, man, that would be interesting. Taking the Chargers to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's a big challenge for him.
That is a big challenge. Has the Chargers ever won a Super Bowl?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So they're in that elusive club that nobody wants to be in.
Nope.
And so with Jim, trying to continue his legacy, wants to win all the championships.
Yeah.
And was it that difficult to turn around the Michigan franchise or the organization? Because, I mean, Michigan has always been a contender of some sorts.
They've always been a really good team, but they haven't won a national title since 1997. And Ohio State has always been just ahead of them. And so he had to get over that hump. He had to beat the rival, which is a big deal. I mean, Ohio State and Michigan, that's one of the, if not the biggest rivalry in college football.
Yeah. And
so to get over that hump and contend in the Big Ten too, that's got some really good teams like Penn State and Michigan State and others. It being a tough conference and dominating like that, it wasn't easy, but Jim Harbaugh got Michigan into a position to where they're contending for championships. Now, the thing is, moving forward, J.J. McCarthy, they're starting quarterback, Blake Corum, they're starting running back, all those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they're all leaving this year. So now, I mean, after riding off into the sunset, winning a national championship, maybe now is the time for Jim Harbaugh to make that move. The New England Patriots could possibly be in the mix to get him, with Bill Belichick being on the way out.
True.
The Raiders could also be another team.
All AFC teams, huh? Do you think he would want to compete against his brother in the AFC?
That also the Bears too, in the NFC, and they have the number 1 pick and could get Caleb Williams out of USC. So there's some options for Jim Harbaugh, but that's the thing. He's got options. He's got to go wherever he thinks is the best fit. And you know what? That may very well just be the University of Michigan and just deciding it to run it back, because right now they're the kings of college football, and that'll be the case as long as he's head coach.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Jay Spears. It seems like he kind of wrapped up that story with the bow.
I think so.
Wasn't there some sort of controversy around coach this season? Because it wasn't he suspended for a game or two?
3 games.
3 games. Yeah. So what was that again? Remind me.
Sign stealing, which is funny.
Right.
Funny that they won the national championship in Houston, whose city
stole
has a
signs.
Baseball team that stole signs and won a World Series. But Jim Harbaugh was still the
Amazing.
coach in the middle of the week. He just wasn't a coach for 3 games on the sideline.
Right.
Like he still did film, still practiced with them, and it was totally bogus.
And I remember his assistant coach after winning a game, crying in a
Sherrod
post
Moore,
game.
yeah.
Talking about how much he loves the man, and it got kind of weird and uncomfortable.
Like
but
he died or something.
You're right, and it's like, no, he's in the locker
He's
room,
fine.
dude.
He's
He
on the
was feeding. Yeah, he was in your earpiece the entire time. What are you crying
He's
about?
a good man.
It's like a voice of God inside you.
Yeah.
No, man. Like it's.
Obi-Wan Kenobi style, just in his ear.
So, do you think Jim Harbaugh could be a successful coach without cheating?
Yes, because every organization team he's touched has won games. Like the University of San Diego. You know what University of San Diego's mascot is, Rico?
Oh,
Beef?
God.
No, what?
The Toreros. Like he turned little USD and they went 11-1 in back-to-back seasons.
Wow.
Oh,
And then he goes to Stanford, and Stanford was the doormat of the Pac-12. They were awful. Then he brings in a quarterback by the name of Andrew Luck, and they start winning football games. He becomes the number 1 pick.
Yep.
Then he goes off to the NFL, is head coach of the 49ers, sees this quarterback by the name of Colin Kaepernick. It's like, you know what? We could do something with this guy. They end up going to the Super Bowl. Goes to Michigan, wins a championship. Like every single place that this man has coached, they have won games.
It gives him the Harbaugh hard on.
Well, are you going to trademark that? I don't know if that's.
Try to make a t-shirt.
All right. I don't know if that Jay Spears would sign off on that catchphrase. Did you hear about Tiger Woods and Nike parting ways?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Mhm.
Because I said that, after that was the most lucrative sports relationship in business in the history of modern business, right? For them to walk away from Tiger Woods after 20 years is them basically saying, through all our data, through all our inside information, through all our experts and analysis, we think you're a loser and we don't want to be attached to you anymore, no matter what you did your first 10, 15 years of your career.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that's devastating because I think that opens up a huge market space because no one was more iconic in golf than Tiger Woods. Well, maybe with the exception of one person, John Daly. Did you hear that Tiger or Nike is now signed a deal with John Daly?
No way.
Yes,
Yep, check it out.
absolutely. They're all in. In fact, they even changed the
Wow.
logo from Just Do It. And we actually have a copy of the logo here to Just Fuck It. John Daly. That looks good.
Gripping and ripping, baby.
He is gripping and ripping. Got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nike's
so,
gonna make a lot of money.
You know,
Yeah.
someone actually followed John Daly for a round and they tracked all the things that he consumed. And
Oh
it
my
was
God.
like something like 10 Diet Cokes, 6 bags of peanut M&Ms, and 4 packs of cigarettes.
yeah, let's get back on the air with that.
Marlboro Reds.
yeah. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're talking sports with ESPN host Jay Spears here
Jay
on
Spears.
Beef Vegan Presents. And, you're looking sharp, Jay Spears.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Now, we talked about the Tiger Woods Nike fallout, which was huge news. That I think, did that catch the world by surprise? I thought it was a lifetime contract, similar to what Michael Jordan gets to experience,
Yeah.
right?
I thought that was the case too. And, everything comes with a price. And which is crazy talking about that with Tiger Woods because
Mhm.
Tiger Woods turned down essentially nearly $1 billion to join the Live Golf Tour.
Yes.
The Saudis were like, hey, Tiger Woods, you want $800 million to join our tour? And he said no.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm already a billionaire. Why do I need the money? And I think he really wanted a new contract with Nike that, of course, was going to pay him hundreds of millions of dollars, and it wasn't the right deal. So Nike and Tiger Woods just mutually parted ways.
Now, what's next for Tiger Woods then? Is there other companies that are lining up to try to get sponsorship deals with him? Or, because his name is still synonymous with one of the greatest of all time in that game.
Mhm.
No matter, even though the last 10 years have not been racking up W's, definitely been marred in controversy.
Yeah.
It's still Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
So
His name's a brand.
Well, and that's why I think he's just going to say, you know what? I don't need Nike. I don't need any of these brands. I'm just going to go partner up with someone and just do my own thing.
oh, you
and just
think
have
that's going to happen?
Tiger Woods brand be its own thing. I don't need the attachment to Nike. But when you think about the partnership, 27 years.
Yeah.
I'm a youngster, man. That's all I know was Tiger Woods and Nike
entire life. And so
Sunday-
I
many.
hope he goes to like New Balance, like divorced dad shoes.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Hokas.
Yes. Yes. And he is his own brand, as Lisa's saying on the stream as well. But, yeah, there's so many iconic ad campaigns that Nike and Tiger Woods collaborated on over the years. One that's coming to mind is when he was, basically playing hacky sack with the golf ball in the golf club, hitting it up in the air and then knocking it up and then hitting the ball, driving it mid-air, right? Like things like that were just so huge, not only for Nike as a brand in golf, but for golf in general.
And also his scandal with cheating on his wife and all the affairs. And he comes out, I think it was 2013 or whatever year it was when he won a tournament after it all happened. And then Nike had a campaign that says winning solves everything.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh man, that's a little controversial, but they ain't lying. I mean,
money.
Kobe Bryant, look at him. God rest his soul. What he was involved. I mean, allegedly raped somebody, sexual assault, and then wins a couple championships, and seems like everyone forgot about that.
Yeah, that's Black Mamba all day.
Yeah.
But do you think this is bad news for Tiger Woods as far as a projection of potential success in the future? Is he washed? Is he not going to win a major tournament ever again? And does the separation from Nike kind of state that they believe that?
No, I think Nike is going to be just fine. And Tiger Woods set up guys like Rory McIlroy and Brooks Koepka and all these other guys to be involved with Nike. I think it was just Nike and Tiger Woods not agreeing on the right price. And I think that Tiger Woods just respectfully ended his relationship with Nike. I'm curious to see how they go about this. I know Scotty Scheffler, who just won back-to-back PGA championships. He's a guy that's also sponsored by Nike. So they have some young talent that they're really relying on. And rather than going with one big name, they're going to spread the wealth amongst multiple really good golfers. But as you saw in the movie Air, rather than just doing a couple of draft picks, why not put all your chips on the table for
on a megastar,
one guy?
The megastar. And that was the prime example there. And that's where I think they're kind of making a mistake here. Yeah, you can give me 10 names of golf of people I don't care about at all. Even Rory, being the most popular in my mind out of all the names that you listed off, but I can give a damn about any of them. Now, of course, I'm not even an avid golfer, but I'm talking about the general public, the novice. That's who they're marketing to. They're not marketing to the hardcore. That's going to know every one of the guys on the PGA.
Yeah.
A household name.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think Manny said Tiger Woods with Adidas, Tiger and stripes, man.
Oh, man.
There you go.
Match made in heaven.
And this would be a good way for Adidas to get revenge on them losing Michael Jordan back in the day, as documented in the movie Air.
It all comes back.
Drama. That's right. You call that lowbrow? Ass tyrant. Still mad about that, obviously.
As you should, my friend.
Thank you.
As you should. The show's great.
Have you ever been insulted by someone with a name so stupid? I mean, I bag on you sometimes, so I guess that's close to it.
No,
Flaccid alien.
On Twitter, I got flamed by some guy who shaves lines in his eyebrows.
Oh God.
And I'm like, listen, man,
bro,
if you're gonna look like that, don't insult me.
If you're gonna go 91 Vanilla Ice and then start bagging on me, yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Try again.
We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast with Justice Spears, talk about NFL playoff action, which, of course, is happening this weekend with wild card football starting to kick off and so much more. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, and keep it right here on Rock 102.1. Ass tyrant.
All right, Jay Spears, I got something for you.
Oh, hot take from Rico.
No.
Okay.
Quick rapid fire question here.
Okay. I'm going to go back and forth on the screen.
6-leg parlay. I'm going to take all your bets and put $100 on it. Okay.
Yeah, but you got to wait.
Wild card.
Wait. You got to remember, if you're trying to win money, do you have to bet the opposite?
I know.
Okay. My bad.
All right. So here we go.
Right.
Browns and Texans.
Browns and Texans. Give me the Cleveland Browns.
All right. Steelers, Bills.
Bills.
Steelers, Bills.
Let's go Buffalo.
All right. Rams, Lions.
Let's go Detroit.
Dolphins, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Packers, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Damn you. Eagles, Buccaneers.
Sorry. Eagles, Buccaneers.
No, that's good that he wants the Cowboys. Yeah.
How about give me the Eagles?
All right. Everybody take notes. Bet
Yeah,
the
yeah.
opposite.
The opposite. So who are the Eagles playing against?
Buccaneers, Tampa
Buccaneers.
Bay.
Tampa Bay. Ooh, Tampa Bay actually making it to the playoffs.
Right.
That's how little I paid attention to this season of the NFL. I mean, I caught games every week. But a lot of the storylines and narratives and stuff, unfortunately, I was missing. I mean, even the Jaguars, blowing their shot at the playoffs in an epic fashion. We did share the troll that WWE did towards the Khan family minutes after they lost, and it was fucking fantastic. Yeah, I'll share it with you real quick.
Okay.
So you could follow up on it.
It was cold.
Now, and I gave real quick the rundown is the owner of AEW, the wrestling organization, is Tony Khan, the son of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Tony Khan also works for the Jaguars. In fact, he has too many jobs, and it's really affecting his wrestling organization. But they have fired shots at WWE in the past. Now, WWE being $1 billion conglomerate that is now owned by TKO, which owns both WWE and the UFC, are not above trolling their competition on Twitter. And just minutes after the Jaguars lost the game, they retweeted a tweet that the Jaguars put out on December 13th saying playoff tickets are now on sale with this iconic gif of a former WWE wrestler, Kurt Angle. And this is what it
One of my favorite memes on the internet.
It is.
I live for this.
Yeah. And that's it. And so that was the mic drop moment. That was a fantastic burn. So, so you've seen that gift before, Jay Spears?
Yeah, they have another one out too where he's got like a towel wrapped around his neck. There's a Kurt Angle part 2 gif out there.
Part 2.
The Kurt Angle meme, also the Tiger Woods big dog meme. Those were my 2 favorite memes to end the year.
Which is the Tiger Woods big dog meme?
He's just like looking at someone in the crowd or looking at another golfer, and he like daps them up and he says "big dog," and it's always like whenever you see someone you can't remember their name.
What's up, big dog?
Hey,
yeah,
big dog.
Hey, what's up, big guy?
Yeah.
So many big dog memes out there. It's great.
Lots of big dog memes. Yeah,
classic.
All right. Well, now we got the picks that are happening for the playoffs. So, which game are you most excited about this weekend for wild card playoff action?
Man, it's really hard to choose because I mean the NFL script writers, they were at their best choosing this because
they're on one.
I mean, look at the Rams against the Lions, Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff. These quarterbacks were quarterbacking the other team.
Yeah,
the Rams traded for Matthew Stafford from Detroit to win a Super Bowl. Sent Jared Goff over to Detroit. Now they're facing off against each other in the playoffs. It's some good stuff there.
Poetry.
Of course, Green Bay against the Dallas Cowboys. You got Mike McCarthy coaching against his former team. Plus, Green Bay and Dallas is just a really good rivalry to begin with.
We'll slow it down on that one because Mike McCarthy, yes, used to coach the Cowboys, but was he ever really a Cowboys coach? I mean, his run
Packers.
Used to be Packers coach.
Oh, used to be Packers coach. Now he's the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay, so now he's actually starting to get together. All right, my argument is out the window there. Now, this, of course, is Rico's game of the week because he's a diehard Packers fan.
Youngest NFL team in history to make the playoffs.
Packers, man.
The youngest? The Packers?
Youngest.
Jordan Love is playing the best
Yes.
at the quarterback spot in the second half of the season.
How old is Jordan Love?
What is he, 20?
Like mid-20s, youngster.
So
Super
all
young
these
guy.
guys are kids.
They're like
basically.
20. Yeah, I think the average is like 23 years old.
Yeah.
It's a young man's game, honestly, with the
Aaron Jones.
exception of a couple of the high-profile positions like quarterback and wide receiver. But, basically, not too many people make it past 30 in the NFL. So, saying youngest doesn't shock me, but it also seems like it's a record that could be easily beat just by next year standards.
Yeah, but just a legacy of players that they're trying to live up to and trying to, they're really feeling the roster as the season progresses for the first time together as a unit. It's kind of cool to see the evolution take place.
And once Aaron Rodgers dipped out, a lot of people thought the Packers, it's going to take a few years for them to get back to relevance. And now here we are, lo and behold, they're in the playoffs. That trade for Rasul Douglas or the secondary that they have, Rasul Douglas went to Buffalo. Buffalo's really been awesome with Rasul Douglas, but even though he's not playing for Green Bay anymore, I think that the Packers are so young and they're so talented, And I think they're going to give the Cowboys a lot of fits. Do I think they're going to win? I think the Cowboys defense is arguably the best in football. They generate a lot of turnovers. Micah Parsons is my favorite defensive player in the league right now. He's just an absolute animal. That's going to be a very, very tall task. And again,
especially with our defense being like schizophrenic.
And Mike McCarthy.
Hot and cold.
Right.
Coaching against his former team. So.
Yeah.
And that's Jay Spears, one of the best sports reporters in the game, with all those facts and information that you remember. Just dropping that stuff is always impressive. Your mind is impressive to me.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
that's all I do is watch sports. I don't watch TV shows. I don't watch movies.
No anime.
I'm not cultured. Sports is my thing.
Did you have fun at the Barstool Sports bowl game?
It was so much fun.
Oh, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, okay,
the
why?
rumor about, what is it, the Barstool Sports getting retracted and they're replacing it with Death Row Records?
DOGG, baby.
Is that real?
That's a thing that's in the works right now. So
are you even allowed to talk about this?
I can.
Okay.
I was able to tweet it. My colleague, my cohort over there on ESPN Tucson, Ollie Farhang, he's the chairman of the Arizona Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that, Master P was in town and Master P works with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
They worked together on the Snoop cereal,
yes.
which was called Snoop Loops.
Yes.
And they had to change the name to just Snoop cereal.
Yeah.
Well, they were giving out Snoop cereal on the mall before the game, throwing out boxes in the stands. And with Barstool Sports no longer being the title sponsor.
So that was only a 3-year deal and they're done?
Yes, 3-year deal.
Wow.
And now we could be looking at Snoop Dogg.
Death Row Records.
Snoop Dogg
and
cereal.
Okay. So a couple takeaways here. One, it would be a bigger draw if it was Death Row Records bowl game. As opposed to Barstool. And Barstool's still a very popular brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is a step, I think, in the right direction as far as publicity and getting eyes on the product for sure. I mean, that's national headlines, big time. Death Row Records sponsoring a bowl game is mind-blowing. But I also know the backlash that your co-host and the organizers of the Arizona Bowl received when they announced the association with Barstool because of that brand.
Yeah.
And it's like you go from that brand to straight up the Godfather of gangster rap, dude.
Double down, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're just like,
I love it.
What is the title sponsor after Death Row Records? Is it going to be Curves Cabaret? You know what I mean? Like, what? How gangster are we going to go?
Right.
How gangster can you get beyond Death Row? And then I understand, look, and I grew up, obviously, a child of Death Row Records. I love the catalog, and I do like that Snoop Dogg now owns it, okay? So I'm not anti-Death Row by any means, right? But I don't know where you go for a title sponsor after Death Row Records.
Right.
That's a tough sell.
It's the end game.
Yeah. You're going to try to go to like Johnson & Johnson after that, or...
but they're going to frame it to where it's Snoop Dogg cereal. They're going to get in with food.
Okay.
And use that as a title sponsor. It's not going to be Death Row Records Arizona
It would be
Bowl.
better.
Oh,
it would be better.
It'll be Snoop cereal.
Yeah,
Snoop
it's not even
cereal
Snoop Loops cereal. I mean, that's not even great. I mean, Snoop's weed brand would be better in a way than just Snoop cereal.
Or get him into tamales. Let's see what happens.
Did you get to talk with Master P at all?
I did not. I didn't even know he was there until afterwards.
I
was so bummed. Man, I was like,
Ali did though? Or no?
Yeah, Ali was like playing host and hanging out with Master P. I'm like,
oh my God.
Did you make him say,
Yeah, of course he said
nah.
Yeah. Of course. Did you offer some Hub Ice Cream Man? You know, it's Ice Cream Man is one of the songs that he started with. And I mean, I'm familiar with that and the legacy and backstory of Master P and Snoop Dogg's relationship. And so it doesn't surprise me by any means, but at the same time disappoints me too. That was one of the benefits of my previous relationship. I would have been up in the boxes like we were last year. And maybe hobnobbed and Master P doesn't smoke, but still, you know, like being able to BS with Master P or work our way in, just like, hey,
Mr. P.
No, you call him Master. You gotta put
P.
some respect on his letter.
Yeah.
Mr. Miller.
Ain't that right, Jay
Miller.
Spears?
Mr. Miller. Percy Miller.
Percy Miller. Yes,
Miller.
with government or with basketball moves. He's super talented, but they didn't roll up in tanks.
ATVs. They should have.
So interesting. Wow, that is very funny to me.
And also real quick, that's not the only connection the Miller family has to Tucson, Arizona. His son, aka Lil Romeo, was actually a recruit by the University of Arizona.
That's right.
Way back in the day.
But he never went to U of A.
No, he went to USC for a couple years and
Yeah,
just
that
kind of
makes
rode
sense.
the bench.
Right.
Interesting.
He should have went to U of A, but
That'd
he
been
was
awesome.
he was basically chasing LAS, and I don't blame him. I
But
guess.
now we got Adam Sandler playing basketball here, so we're good.
Yep.
Yeah, we're back here live on Rock 102.1 KFMA. As you heard Rico talk about Adam Sandler doing some pickup games and warm up action at the McHale Center, which of course went viral. And why wouldn't it? Adam Sandler's been here for a couple weeks over the holidays. He recently talked about his connection to Tucson, and that his sister recently went through some health issues.
Yeah.
So people are speculating that's probably why he's spending some extra time with family, and not just the Sandman being a good dude. But yeah, who was the dudes he was playing basketball with? Jay Spears, do you know?
The managers, the Arizona basketball managers.
Oh, really? So he did a pickup game with the managers of the organization.
yeah.
So that's how you get on the court to play a little pickup game. You got to
Mhm.
be inside.
And he didn't even like stay for the game. He just went out, played pickup basketball, and just dipped out. During the broadcast, Bill Walton and Dave Pash, they're like, we have a special guest joining us. And everyone's like, oh, Adam Sandler's going to join the broadcast. And all of a sudden it's Frank Caliendo. I'm like, Frank Caliendo,
Oh,
we got Adam
Frank.
Sandler. What a day to be at McHale Center.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
Frank Caliendo doing in town? I know he lives up in
He's a-
Scottsdale.
I was gonna say, yeah.
His not nephew, but he coached Dylan Anderson. He plays for Arizona. He's a backup big man. He's redshirting this year, so he's familiar with Dylan. He's been to many Arizona basketball games in the past prior to Dylan Anderson coming. And
Is he an alum?
No,
Yeah.
no. I just think he comes to Tucson every now and again.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, he's an Arizona guy. Of
There's
course,
an Adam
Cali-
Sandler impression.
He does a
So-
very good one too, and he used to be a very prominent comedian who really hasn't been doing much in the past 15 years, but formerly of Mad TV. Frank Caliendo, but obviously
Yeah.
a massive leap down from Adam Sandler, as people are going to assume that he was going to show up to the game. But as Sandman's not a fan of U of A basketball, it's safe to assume that, right?
That he is a fan of U of A
That
basketball.
he's not.
I think he's just a fan of basketball, period.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this man loves basketball.
Loves basketball.
Yeah, but you know what's so funny about his game, and he talked about this before, but if you saw the video that went viral and the Arizona Daily Star posted it as well, he's basically a pick and move guy, and he's just all about the pass. He's all about the assists. He'll never throw up a shot. He's always just going for his no-look passes and things like that. So that's what he's doing, even in the videos that was shown. It was just him, the Sandman, dishing the rock. But it's like, shoot it, Sandman, shoot it. You're wide open. No look. So the guy hasn't been working on a shot for 20 years.
And he's doing it in the most ridiculous outfits, too.
Yep.
Like a bright pink floral loose shirt with baggy blue shorts. I'm like, only Adam Sandler.
Like never change, bro.
No, he never will. He's going to be 90 years old dressing like he's dressing today, which is like a 90-year-old. So he's ahead of his time. He's ready to age into that.
Chances are good you're gonna get to meet him if you just play pickup games all over New York. That's the funny thing.
Well, yeah, pick up or now Tucson. I
Yeah,
mean,
now
honestly,
Tucson.
when he visits the homes, how close were you to rubbing elbows with Adam Sandler, Jay Spears?
Of course, the season where I'm not really covering Arizona basketball.
Oh, yeah, beat writer for football.
Yep.
That's what you get for not being a fan of U of A,
Punishment.
even though you're an alum. Nothing about your life makes sense, Jay Spears. We're going to keep the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. Be back with your beef tip after these words. It's Rock 102.1.
I'm the Sandman.
I'm the Sandman.
I like basketball.
I like to dish the rock. I'm just dishing the rock here. Let's see what Lisa said. My kids' school has dressed as Adam Sandler Day sometimes. Oh, yeah, nice.
So just dress like you work from home.
It's like pajama day. I mean, honestly, high school students have been dressing like Adam Sandler ever since COVID. That style is still in,
Back to school.
Baggy and one shorts.
Yep.
right.
And one.
Or and one.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Flashback.
I know. Yeah, well, a lot of people get stuck in their style, and it took me years to get away from baggy jeans. Years. I mean, way past we were about 5 years into where skinny jeans were in style.
Yeah.
Before I even made the transition to a couple sizes too small. I had to have some old school friends call me out on my lack of fashion. I was just stuck in it. I was stuck in the 90s,
It's an aesthetic.
and to be honest with you, I'm really not too far outside it right now. I'm just lucky enough that it's kind of coming back in style.
Who's that guy you got coming on soon? You think the Generation Cool dude?
Oh yeah. Slobby Robbie
Slobby
on
Robbie?
Friday.
Slobby Robbie.
Yeah, he's gonna be on this Friday and next Friday as
Hell
well. Yeah. I actually saw him in Sprouts last night. But we didn't say hi to each other.
No.
We were both stoned in the supermarket. So it's just kind of like awkwardly like walk by and pretend like we didn't notice, but we noticed each other.
Yeah.
And he was there with his daughter and stuff. So I didn't want to interrupt him. And I was there.
Not even the nod.
Well, no. If we would have made eye contact, I would have nodded and then did like a conversation. But like I said, I'm high. And now here's the deal. I walk into the Sprouts and I'm just like trying to pick up these little makeshift meals, that you throw in a toaster oven, and they're healthy and reasonably affordable, but they keep jacking up the prices. But I go in stoned and I'm like, skip the basket. I'm like, I'm just gonna get 2 things. That's two-handed. I could do that, right? So, but I'm stoned. And so then I'm going, I'm like, okay, I got this one. All right, I got this one for my daughter. Oh, that one looks good. All right, I'm gonna get that one too. And then I'm like, oh, I should get some vegan meatballs and for my daughter. And then I go walking. And so now I'm like, I got like 4 items and they're slippery. And I'm like trying not to drop them because these are food trays. So if I drop them, they'll pop open and food will go everywhere.
Yeah.
Gonna waste
nightmare.
Yeah.
When you're high.
So I'm like, exactly. So I'm high. My hands are now freezing because I grabbed the refrigerated food and I'm barehanding it and it's slippery. And then so I'm like walking by like this, and then Slobby's walking like past me, and I was like, okay, I'll just keep walking. And so I just kept walking, and we'll
so
reminisce about it on Friday. But
that's incredible.
Yeah,
I'm not brave enough to go to the store high like that.
You know what, dude? I thought I was at first, like initially when I was super high. And then I waited all day because I was working all day like a maniac. I took a fat rip, and then I was just like, oh, okay, now let's make food at home. And then I realized I didn't have the ingredients for shit. Man. And so I thought I came down enough to where it's like I could brave the supermarket. And then as soon as I walk in, those fluorescent lights hit me. I was like, oh no, I'm wrong. I'm fucked. Right. And so now I'm just trying not to be noticed by anyone. Now here's an issue though. When I go out, I actually get noticed now. A large part of it is because of the online presence that we're creating. Another part of it is because the Roadrunners, right? Which I don't want to be Mr. Stoner fuck because I represent the Stone or the Roadrunners.
Mr. Anal Tyrant.
Yeah, so my paranoia is creeping up to an 11 at one point. And there was a woman who did look up and did a double take at me. And I know that my face was like this at the moment.
It's like, oh.
Yeah. And then I was like, and then so consciously in my head, I had to tell myself not to make that face. So overcorrected.
This is my normal face.
Yeah. And so
oh my god.
It looks like I played the Side of Beef song already on the air. I didn't mean to do that, guys. But that's all right. We'll still do an outro.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so it was a rough 15 minutes. I mean, it was super close, and I'm usually pretty in and out. Oh, and here's another thing.
Oh my god.
And I'll just go ahead and admit to this misdemeanor real quick. So I end up getting 3 items. I put the vegan meatballs back. And so I got 3 dishes. I got a family size spaghetti meatballs, which I don't know what kind of family they're trying to feed. Ethiopian families. I ate that bitch by myself. Right? So there's only 3 meatballs. I mean, give me a break. And then like a shrimp dish and a vegan dish for my daughter. Right? So I ring up the vegan dish, I ring up the shrimp dish, and then the spaghetti dish, I'm trying to ring it up. And it's not working, man. And I'm just like trying to scan it. I'm pulling the sticker. I'm like, I'm at the self-checkout. I'm like, motherfucker, looking around. I'm like, I'm just going to put this in the bag. And so,
You did not.
First off, it was going to go bad. It didn't. It was fine.
Oh my god.
I was saving somebody.
Look, you ever had that dad joke moment where the cashier's trying to ring something up and it doesn't ring up? And then the dad joke response is, so does that mean it's free? Right? Yep. That's cheesy. Everybody does that joke. Okay. In my scenario, it was a self-checkout. I told myself that joke, and then myself responded with, yup. That's exactly what that means.
Self-regulated that.
Put that at the bottom. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, you know what? Inflation's a bitch, and spaghetti and meatballs shouldn't be $12 anyways.
You know, you just gave anal tyrant some ammo. So
yeah, that's true. Well, I'm lowbrow. What are you gonna do? This is not something a highbrow person would do.
I went home and I shared.
Look, if I was swimming in extra resources and I had the money, and it wasn't just food for survival, I would possibly feel bad a little bit about it.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. But considering that was probably like 15 minutes away from getting reduced priced, right? Because it's fresh food, so it goes bad quickly and everything else. And I know that they throw out a lot of this food, and once it gets past a certain thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
reasonable.
maybe if they put it in the system as expired, and that's the reason why it would not register.
You saved somebody's life, I think, basically.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
All morning long, I've been clenching my butt cheeks. Have I not?
This is facts.
Yes, I've been complaining about it. Have I not?
Off air and on air.
Right.
Lowbrow.
Could be because of the free spaghetti.
You ever steal Jay Spears?
Not in a while.
Not in a while.
Ah, yeah, and you're wearing a Tupac shirt. Take that fucking Tupac shirt off now. You call yourself gangster. Give me a break.
I think, the last time I stole.
Oh, by the way,
I got a guilty conscience. I can't.
Go ahead, tell him.
What?
Oh, what's your about stealing? I thought talking about the count here. So Manny's been keeping count.
Damn, we're at 17?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How many times what?
How many times?
Oh, I'll tell you on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're almost out of time. I know you heard the Side of Beef song already, and I apologize for that. Wasn't paying attention. I was too busy shooting the shiz with my good friend and colleague Jay Spears from ESPN Radio. And so now the count is at 18.
18. Nice.
Are you picking up what we're putting down yet, Jay Spears?
Are you calling me Jay Spears?
Yeah.
Okay.
We spent an entire hour changed the name of you. And without batting an eye, you just been going by Jay Spears this entire hour.
Yeah, it's
You
good.
like that?
It's classy.
Yeah.
I like
It's not the first time someone's called me that.
Oh, I know.
Jay Spears.
Because you got a lot of jocular friends,
Yes.
you know? And we're not that jocular. We're into music and stuff. But yeah, okay. And now I guess I know that I could call you Jay Spears. You got any other cool nicknames that you want to share with the audience before we wrap things up?
Jay.
Jay.
Like, a lot of people call me Jay.
Well, that's what I've been calling you.
Yeah. And honestly, I prefer that just because there are so many times where someone's like, "Hey, Jason." I'm like,
Yeah.
I call you Jay Soprano.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes. Jay Soprano's a good one too. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the show today, but we had a fantastic podcast. If you missed any of it, you could watch it back on demand at youtube.com/beefvegan. While you're there, subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on social media at KFMA, at beefvegan, at Unreal Rico, at weirdo_KFMA. Shout out to her. She'll be in tomorrow as well. We'll have musical guests in studio. Tomorrow's podcast is going to be fun also. But before we leave, I'd like to give you a beef tip. And this beef tip, usually whenever I give beef tips, it's not only to give you helpful information, but it's to give myself helpful information. Now, recently I was called lowbrow, and an idiot by somebody that goes by the name of Ass Tyrant. Now, this obviously hurts my feelings. And when you get called dumb by someone that sounds so dumb, it shakes your core. So I have tips on how to improve your vocabulary to sound smarter. And this goes out not only to myself, but to anyone listening, and especially Ass Tyrant, because if you're going to call somebody an idiot, it's important not to sound so effing stupid. So with that said, here's a list of tips from Reader's Digest on how to improve your vocabulary. It includes listening to the radio. All right. But this show more so than classic rock shows, trust me. Also, watching movie adaptations of your favorite book and becoming an expert on a topic you enjoy. Right? So follow me if you want to learn more fun facts about pornography. With that said, that's your beef tip on how you can improve your vocabulary and sound smarter. At least I know what BBW means. You know what I mean? That's an inside joke. You'd have to watch back the podcast broadcast. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Jay Spears, how can people follow you?
You can follow me on the social media app formerly known as Twitter at Justin E Sports. You can check us out on the Spears and Ali podcast. We talk about college football national championship, talked NFL, talked all sorts of things. So hit us up there on the Spears and Ali podcast.
Absolutely. And of course, Spears and Ali on ESPN 1490, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the show today, but thank you so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. Until then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Peanut butter cup.